don't think that this is going to be graceful no matter how I do it.
A few minutes later.
This is a nightmare.
Welcome here, or welcome back to Dreams of Hoya. My name is Jacqueline. I'm really glad you decided to spend some time here. Today we are doing a re-trellising of one of my Hoyas, my big Hoya Australis, as well as a large repotting session. And that being said, this is a couple hours worth of work made into a 20-minute video, so there's definitely some jumping around. If you enjoy these style of videos, let me know by leaving a like down below. That helps me out so much, and I really appreciate when you do. Subscribe if you have not already, and let's get into the video.
If you've not seen my trellising video, I will link it for you over here. After doing that video and looking around my room and making sure everything was done correctly, I trellised my Hoya Australis clockwise, not counterclockwise. And the only parts that are growing are the parts that are not necessarily attached to the trellis. So, this is now my third time, I want to say in a year, re-trellising this plant. It was an actual nightmare. Welcome. Jeez.
Many minutes later.
This thing is so long that whatever went down and then came back up, I pinned it to the soil. That means I can't undo a lot of the work that I did because it's rooted in place. And I hate it. I think I'm gonna have to make cuts. I can't re-trellis this unless I can access the whole vine. Got my first bag of De La tanks. So far, so good. Sorry if the lighting and the audio are not ideal in this video. I just knew I'd be bumping my mic a lot if I did my lapel mic, and there are a few things I hate more in a video than distracting audio. I just have a ton of repotting to do. I haven't really done that on my channel. In my plant room, there's not really a good place for me to be able to do this and set up the camera. We are repotting in the living room today, and I'm just gonna have to vacuum after, which I needed to do anyway. I have the pots that I'm going to be using here. I have a couple of plastic bowls for collecting any soil that I no longer want to use. And I have a couple of soil scoops in here as well. You probably saw the repotting mats. I have a plastic one, and then I have one that's more like a tarp. The last thing I use is a plastic chopstick. And this is more for ones where I'm introducing the cuttings back into an existing plant. If I don't want to disturb the rest of it, I will sometimes just poke a little hole for the stem and kind of introduce it that way. Plastic chopstick or wooden chopstick, whatever you have. I also use them for small Hoyas if they need just like a little support. That's why I have plastic ones, so that they don't rot. Anyway, we will start with this begonia because he's kind of taking up the most surface area. This plant keeps falling over. Can't imagine why, but as you may recall, this was way overpotted when I got it. I think between this and this cutting that we should be okay to move up. I'm not used to repotting so many plants at once. I don't think I'm going to disturb that soil and root ball. I think I'm just gonna kind of place it in the new mix with the cutting. So, oh, I should show you the roots. Just kind of looking pretty good. I knew this would happen, and this is why I didn't buy this mix sooner. I love it. And now I feel spoiled, and I don't like my other mix as much, which has been treating me and my plants very well. I am less scared of potting this a size or two bigger because I just know it's going to have good drainage and it's not going to be a problem. Let's put in a little more soil. That's the only thing with repotting. I always wish I had 3 hands instead of 2. I'm gonna switch to my smaller scoop just so I have less chance, hopefully, of spilling everywhere. Tell me what needs repotting in your collection this season, or if you're repotting something while you're watching this. Tell us what it is down below. I mean, I think it looks nice. Looking happy. I like it in the white pot. Red backs for drama. Woo! 1 down, like 8 to go. I guess we can see if we can use the chopstick method for this other begonia, but I think they have too many roots to do that. Look at those crazy roots. You see that? They're crazy. And they all start growing babies under the water too. New leaves. So fun. All my last cuttings on this plant took really well and are now producing new growth in this pot. I want to put them all together. I think it's going to be easier to just try to remove part of the soil and then put it back. So that's what I'm going to do. And because I repotted this one when I got it, it does not need a different soil mixture, so I'm going to conserve the soil it's already in. One dead stalk in here. Try to pull it out. Apparently it's still got some viable roots, even though this whole stem is rotten. Come on. That is useless. Can I take it, please? Thank you. Ooh, a lot of roots. Let's be a little more strategic than last time. Repotting is like flower arranging. I'm trying so hard not to break off these little baby leaves and new growth. My husband works from home, so if you hear any like talk in the background, that's who that is. Oh, much fuller. Okay, now the difficult part is getting all the soil around it. Looks pretty good. This may seem weird, but I tend to water the plant with the cutting water. Is something familiar? I don't know. I did not water that begonia because the soil on the mother plant was still damp and there's a little bit of moisture in this soil mix. It came kind of moist, so I'm just gonna let it dry out before I give it any additional hydration. Next victim, please. Oh, let's do this tiny one. I'm losing battery, hold please. Am I cutting off my own head? Yes. Great. Better? Better. Yay, okay. I have this little guy. This was from Sherry months and months ago. I want to say this was back in the fall that she and I did a trade. A Hoya parasitica splash. I have rooted this a couple of times and then it has gotten root rot when I transfer it to soil. I cut this one a couple weeks ago. It was growing here. This is the leaf that's grown in my care. And we're not going ambitious. We're going with this teeny tiny little pot and De La Tank's mix, and I'm really hoping that it's going to live this time. Because if it gets root rot again, I may just give up. I don't know, I just don't have it in me anymore to take care of all these tiny plants. If you're feeling the same way, let me know in that comment section. I don't think I'm the only one. This I love, and I don't think I need this tag anymore because I know what it is. This one has been with me through 3 US states over the course of just over 2 years. I don't think it's happy in this pot anymore. I think it dries out too fast, and I am scared to get it out because I really don't want to break roots. I think all the soil's kind of started to morph into these little holes, and so now it doesn't want to come out. So good looking roots, they just don't look like they've expanded much beyond where it was before. So I am gonna try to just gently remove this soil because it's probably nutrient deficient now. These roots look a lot better than my other anthurium. The one I picked up recently, I actually just repotted. I was not filming at the time, unfortunately. I wish I had repotted that plant sooner because a lot of its roots had begun to rot because it did not like that mix. Couldn't get any oxygen. So as best I could, stripped all the soil off those roots and put it in De La Tanks. It still has active growth points, it's just the roots that were unhappy, so we'll see how that one turns out. There's a couple of dead roots in here, so I'm glad I'm doing this. I just don't need that to spread, you know? How did I know? Thank you for asking. It's a Darcy. I know those ear flaps. You coming to see Mommy? You are? Hi, girlie. Good girl. Hi. Hi, sweet baby. Want to tell them what you did today? Darcy took a trip in the car with Mommy. We went and picked up breakfast. And then we stopped by our closest nursery. And she got to meet some kitties. Wasn't it great? She really liked it. She hates the car, but she really liked the plant nursery. Nothing bad happened. It was not like the other day when we had to go to the vet. You're the sweetest baby girl. Your people need you? Thanks for saying hi. Tiny girl. Indicidia ovata is doing really well. I almost gave up on this thing this time, or not quite this time, last year. I think it was in March. Please don't break off any baby leaves. No barking, just Debbie. You have to tell them, Daddy. Also, he does not like cats, so he would probably be obnoxious. Looks good. This is going to be a big ordeal. I can just tell. I have 2 of these because I bought my friend their very first Hoya. I think this video is going up after I'm gonna give it to her, so it should be fine. And these guys were watered right before I picked them up, and they feel like cement. We know this. We know this is how it goes a lot of times. Huh? Release the fungus gnat. Yep, figures. Since this is my friend's first Hoya, and I really don't want it to die on her, I'm going to put this in a soil mix that will make it happier. So the challenging part is going to be getting this out so that I can do that. Not ideal, but I don't want to wait for it to dry out because all the leaves are pretty soft and I just don't want to take the risk that the roots are rotting in there right now. Squeezy, squeezy. Oh, should I just flip it? Oh, I don't think that this is going to be graceful no matter how I do it.
A few minutes later.
This is a nightmare. No barking, just steady. Just steady. Good job. Good job. Have to warn the chihuahuas before we open the front door, otherwise. Basically, if you don't want to spend money on an alarm system, but you would like a little creature that won't leave you alone and barks at everything so you know what's going on, get yourself a chihuahua. They are basically alarms. Oh God, I know we're gonna have some breakage and I think I just have to. Oh. Okay, well at least the roots look good, but holy this is heavy. Oh my God. This is like 10 pounds. I'll probably fast forward because this is going to be time consuming and because there's so much foliage, I don't think you can even see what I'm doing. Well, I've almost filled this giant bowl full of soil and I'm only about halfway done knocking it off, so might be a little compacted when. This would have been just like that Curtisii where it took like over a month to dry out. Oh, what did I sign myself up for? Dirt everywhere. That's what I signed up for. It's a Billy! Hi, Billy! Oh, how to get a Darcy's attention. Pay attention to her brother. Hi! Oh, it's a sea boy. You like hugs? Hi, lady. What you doing? You want to sit up there with that blankie? I bet you do. Here we go. A space heater and my gas fireplace saved the lives of all of my plants this week because our furnace decided to go out when it was in the teens outside. And we got it fixed yesterday. The room where I do yoga and meditating and stuff, I call it my meditation room, is generally like the coldest. It's the furthest removed from the heating and cooling system, so it generally runs a little cooler in winter, a little warmer in summer. So I put a space heater in there because I thought that that room would just get really, really cold and the fireplace wouldn't really help with it. I'm very glad I did, because otherwise all of those plants would have died. Just like all of my houseplants would have died if I didn't have a gas fireplace for those couple of days. When I walk in a room like this room, I feel like a ghost. I have nothing to feel no more. I can't even cry. I'm running to feel like we can make us right. I should probably just finish doing this repotting because I'm already here. I've already made a huge mess. Might as well just do it, right? This is my crocodile fern. He's pretty sad because I neglect him a lot. This whole soil is basically just roots. Kind of my fault. Not a dead stuff. When your soil comes off and it's literally just like dust. I hate them. This Raven ZZ was actually my first Raven ZZ. I ordered this in the mail from Amazon in January of 2020, and I did not order a heat pack, and this thing came frozen solid. It lost a lot of its foliage. It has since recovered. This is its newest growth, and I figured I would just kind of refresh it and put it in this pretty pot.